Well, here we are. We are at our last hearing of the day. I think Commissioner Dongworth was looking forward to this one because I think he had Chief Gray as his team leader the last time they had a visit. So, no, we are glad to see you in front of us. We welcome to the table Boulder City Fire Department, Boulder City, Nevada, with their first accreditation. So, turn it over to Team Leader Jerry Noliner.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. I want to thank you for the opportunity to represent Boulder City Fire Department for consideration and everything else. I do want to thank and welcome Chief White to his new position and everything else, new manager to the position and everything else. So do appreciate that and everything. First, I'd like to introduce the site visit team. I think I was kind of set up on this because of the fact I had Chief Jake Rhodes, so a former commissioner, was on the site visit team. Chief Ned Vanderpool, and Accreditation Manager Tim Bornowitz. The agency also allowed, we had two observers on the site visit. One is sitting in the back of the room, Christopher Sproul, and then also Jason Andrus. They were both from neighboring agencies and everything else, and set in and were observing what was going on and everything else. So I think it was extremely beneficial for them. And with the advent of the consortium in Nevada and everything else, I think that showed great support for that group as well and everything. Representing the agency today, I'm going to introduce Chief Will Gray. I think most of the commissioners know and then also Accreditation Manager Deputy Chief Greg Cheshire. Both have been very active in the accreditation process and everything else, and do welcome both of them, and was a very interesting site visit and everything else. I'll let Chief Gray introduce the rest of the members, his team sitting at the table, which we do have a couple of their elected city manager and elected officials sitting here today. So wanted to sit there and do that. Also want to comment on Chief Gray's award of the Cliff Jones Ambassador Award, and I think that's due to a lot of leadership he brought with him to the fire department and everything else, from where the fire department was from their former chief, and was able to, in a short period of time, bring them from not looking at the accreditation process to this point here today. I think between him and Chief Cheshire, I think that shows a lot of leadership and support there. And then also with the advent of the Nevada Consortium, I think that was extremely beneficial as well. You know, short period of time there, new fire department, getting them through this process, plus also taking a very lead role in that Nevada Consortium aspect. I think it was a lot for them to be able to take on. Plus, while we were on site, both of them were also in the process of going out on site visits at the same time. So they were both preparing for site visits of their own going out So very interesting. Site visit was conducted October 23rd through 26th of 2022. The agency was open and honest during the site visits, which helped during the interviews, which team met with several department members, along with city officials, including City Manager Taylor Tedder, who's here with us today, President of the International Association of Fire Chiefs, Local number 573, and also the Union Steward of the Teamsters, Local number 14, which is my first time to interview an IAFF representative and a Teamster member on the same site visit and everything. The agency's worked diligently on the 6 recommendations that was left during the site visit, and is continuing to work on those recommendations. The Chief will give an update on where the agency is at this time. It's my pleasure on behalf of the Boulder City Fire Department site visit team to recommend accredited agency status for the Boulder City Fire Department. I'll now turn it over to Chief Gray for his introductions and a few comments.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chairman and Commissioners. Boulder City Fire Department's proud to be sitting here today. We're a small but dedicated fire department that are committed to the model. When I arrived in Boulder City in January 2020, 6 weeks before the pandemic, I found a group of great firefighters that were eager to make the department better, and I knew exactly how to do it. I'm joined today by Deputy Chief Greg Chesser, our Accreditation Manager, who I'm going to be honest was intentionally picked when I was looking for a Deputy Chief. I met him in this process. Captain Walton is our future Accreditation Manager. Taylor Tedder's our City Manager, and Steve Walton is our City Councilman. And I'd like to add two things about the two. Steve Walton is a retired chief from Nevada. He was the interim fire chief when I arrived and a former predecessor, so having him sit on our council is super valuable. He understands this process very well. Mr. Tedder had a city council meeting last night. As some of you know, he boarded a plane at midnight in Las Vegas, and he arrived 45 minutes ago. So the airlines shifted him and moved him all around, so I'm pretty impressed that he was able to make it here. So I'd like to thank our peer assessment team, and I want to point out that they represented the commission very well. They had a very good peer team. Our departments accepted all of their recommendations for the peer team, and we began working on them right away, and we look forward to answering any questions you have for us today. If I could pass it to Mr. Tedder.
Thank you so much for having us today. Boulder City exhibits a culture of excellence on a daily basis through providing high-quality public service to our residents, businesses, and visitors. Our team members are the primary reason that that's accomplished, and they truly show pride in their work and challenge each other to do their best. I do want to note that I was thoroughly impressed by the accreditation process, from the site visit to the quality of individuals that were evaluating our department and the criteria and reporting requirements that came along with that. I'm so proud of our fire department, all of the work that they've put into this and this process to be here today, and truly appreciate the opportunity to be sitting here in front of you, so thank you.
Commissioners and Chair, thank you for your time and dedication to the process of excellence. That means more than just the fire service, right? It truly is helping, for the most part, government, right, provide excellence to our customers, the citizens of our communities, and our military installations, and the numerous other locations where we become accredited. And in Boulder City, we have an identity like every community has. Our community was, as you may be aware, founded in the early 30s when the Bureau of Reclamation was in the vigorous endeavor of building dams and irrigation in the entire southwestern United States. And the Boulder Canyon Project, which later became Hoover Dam, was one of those. And so our community is a residual of all those folks that came to that area of the Las Vegas Valley for work and to create excellence. And our heritage is very strong in that manner. Boulder City prides itself on having a strong heritage of excellence and perseverance. And so getting directly to accreditation for Boulder City Fire Department, as Chief Gray mentioned, I was tapped to be the interim fire chief before entering into elected politics in that transition, and easily coming from an accredited agency that I worked at before and being a peer assessor, I saw the direction that Boulder City should consider to go to become a Department of Excellence. And when Chief Gray was hired, I knew that I don't think the city manager who hired him, it wasn't Mr. Tedder, I don't think he realized the gem that he found in Chief Gray and the impact that he would have on the Boulder City Fire Department and the community. And so thank you to all of you. Thank you to the peer team, their professionalism and thorough review. And it was thorough, and we appreciate that, because if you don't look deep, you don't know if you're really excellent. And then also to these 3 staff members sitting here, as well as every member of the department, you all know when you have a small organization, everybody's on deck to assist. And I want to give that shout out to the rest of the folks who aren't here, who are on the line, or other staff members who have assisted in this process and will continue to do so. And so I wanted to express that thanks and really what it means to seek excellence in government in all aspects of service today, particularly in our fire department and the excellence that they provide. And in at least one council member, and I think I could maybe speak for a few others, we strongly support that continued endeavor and are really excited about the opportunity for proceeding in this for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Walton, for your past service with us with CPSC as a peer assessor. We do appreciate that, and we appreciate you as a public official making the time to come here as well, and showing that the words that you just provided great support of your department, and it's great to see that elected support. And Mr. Tedder, thank you for the efforts to get here. That's Chief Gray was telling me earlier about what you were going through today to get here. So we do appreciate that, and that's a testament to you, to your support of the department. We do appreciate you being here. And I will just attest to one other question, or one other comment made by Mr. Walton. You found two gems sitting over there at the end of the table. They are both very, very important members of our volunteer cadre, and they do a great job for us, so we recognize that as well. So with that, we'd open up to commissioner questions. Commissioner Keating.
I just wanted to make a comment. I don't have a question. In looking at your report, I was actually blown away of a department your size and what you've accomplished and what you're planning on doing into the future. Obviously, accreditation will be a really important part of that, but I was totally amazed of everything that you're able to do with the small staff that you have. So very, very well-run organization, obviously.
Commissioner Arnold.
Yeah, the one thing that I was really interested in reading through the report, and I think a lot of communities, as they start seeing more development in regard to solar energy production, that was one of the things that was a big takeaway, and I'm like, I guess that is something to really think about in regard to what the plan would be, whether you have a, we'll call it a field fire that then winds up impacting the solar field. You have electrical failure that creates a fire, and how fast can that actually progress? What kind of hazards are incorporated, because not all solar panels are necessarily made the same. Not all type of structures are set up. So really would like to get some feedback related to, and that was one of the comments in the report, of how did you have to go through and do the risk assessment, and how did you tailor what your plan of attack would be related to exposure for employees, but just generally trying to be able to manage that type of potential risk?
First, I'd say we've got a wonderful mutual aid partner with Henderson Fire next door, and so they've been a great partner for a long time. And so, for instance, when we have a structure fire, we have 6 on duty, they send 16. So, I mean, we have a really good support. As far as the risk assessment, up until recently, all we had was solar panels, and as far as the field fire, we don't have vegetation in Boulder City. It's just dirt, no, rocks. No, really, we have very limited field to spread, and so that's really not an issue. We have started introducing batteries. One of the nice things in our city process is when a developer wants to come to town and they want to put batteries in town, they have to meet with the fire department, and we're part of the decision if they get to move forward. And so, for instance, when the one that came in, they brought in Tesla Megapacks. Before they were allowed to place those, we got on the phone with Tesla. We watched the Tesla videos, the NIST videos. We watched them how they burn. We learned about them. We made sure that the fire prevention stuff we put in, the water and different things, they technically don't need water because you can't put them out, but we want water to cool them so we can control the smoke and kind of deal with that a little bit. We also place them far away from our city's 208 square miles. We live in 7 miles of that. So we put them on the far end in El Dorado Valley, so that helps us kind of keep the population away from it. And so it's definitely a challenge. So.
Commissioner Moriguchi.
Good afternoon. I just want to know if, in regards to recommendation 3 about the second set of turnout gear for members of the department, just want to hear where you are in that process of establishing that.
So when I got to the city, the former chief, interim chief, had already started building up the reserve budget, the equipment budget. And so we purchased 7 sets a year. We have 21 full-time. And then we also purchased 4 reserves. So we've since purchased everybody a brand-new set in the last 3 years. We also have about 12 sets of new spare gear and then some older gear that's still in service. And so we're using those spare sets as we start the next cycle. We didn't want to buy them all at once because then in 10 years we'd be stuck again. So we should be on, we have the money, it's budgeted, we should be good to go.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dongworth.
Thank you, Chair. Just actually, recommendations 5 and 6, this isn't going to be difficult. We're around the communications center. You're obviously, as with many fire departments, you have a communication center run by PD. Just what your thoughts are in terms of moving forward on those couple of recommendations, ones around, kind of measures, time-based performance measures.
Yes, sir. Like a lot of departments, our challenge is it's the police department's dispatch center.
Yeah.
We have a really good relationship. It's kind of politically sensitive right now. We're being streamed, but we actually are looking at some different options to potentially fix that. But until we get the financial numbers back, the council knows what we're talking about. So we are working on it, is my question is. But since it's being broadcast back home, we try to be careful what we talk about. But we do have a plan in place. We actually have a couple of ideas to fix it.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
could be more specific offline.
Okay. Later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions from commissioners? Any other questions? Seeing or hearing none, I'd entertain a motion. Commissioner Huber, seconded by Commissioner Butler. Any discussion? Seeing or hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Congratulations, Boulder City, on your first accreditation.